Kelpaj, what page?
425.
Thank you. Such a troublemaker
Yeah,
tonight.
yesterday 420.
Yeah, not at all.
425.
Yesh omrim, some say. Shehasuma. What is a suma?
Not allowed? Asur?
Wait, where are we?
I don't know.
Tet, on page 425.
Oh,
Tet.
Tet.
Chet, sorry, chet.
Chet.
Oh.
Yesh omrim, some say shehasuma. What is a suma?
Is that Aramaic?
It's Aramaic, very good.
That's
A
what
blind person.
Oh.
In Hebrew, that word would be iver. But suma is in halachic, Talmudic, Aramaic. Yuchaz hatzitziot biyado. That a blind person should hold the tzitziot in his hands.
Wait a second. I'd rather finish it before I ask my
Yeah.
question.
Vinashkan, he should kiss them. Kshomer, when he says, Zuritem oto, and you should see the tzitziot. Aval bat lo ya'avir tzitziot al enav, but he should not pass the tzitziot over his eyes, because his eyes obviously are not functioning to see. Yes.
I thought a blind person doesn't have to do it. So.
That's what you know. Of course he's obligated to.
But then he can't see? Or?
Well, this is not a mitzvah of sight.
So what do they pray in Braille? Or?
Of course, you can pray by heart. Learn how to pray by heart. Learn today there are sidurim, I'm sure, in Braille. A blind person of today does not have the limitations that a blind person of yesteryear used to
So
have.
just a deaf or...
Even those halachot are still under much discussion.
As far as
Because
whether
it
they
could be
put their
that
mitzvot or not.
a deaf person and a mute person today are in a completely different status than they used to be.
Yeah.
Today, a deaf mute person can communicate, can speak, not speak with his mouth, but they're all
It's
other
sign
ways.
language, yeah.
So how the argument has been made, and I don't know what the verdict in halacha is among people. I'm sure there are those people who want to be strict, but there's room to say that this person is no longer in the category of a person who cannot comprehend it. That's not true. People go to college and they have jobs, and it's possible.
They're functioning society.
Yeah, a normal functioning member of society. And that would have ramifications in halacha as well.
You know, the Blind Institute's right over here by the UTC Center.
Correct.
About,
Yeah.
right behind the shopping center.
But the question now is, we know we have to kiss the tzitziot, but we pass them over our eyes because you should see them, but this person doesn't see them, so why should they pass it over their eyes? This opinion says they shouldn't pass it over their eyes.
Right, and this is a hard time.
But
You
it's
see them
symbolic.
and you remember.
Right.
It's symbolic. It's not necessarily you'll see them. It's
Well, we mentioned yesterday that when you see something, it reminds you to do something, but they're not seeing something. So kissing it, we understand, but just look at them. There's no reason to pass it over their eyes. This is an opinion of the Mishnah Berurah, the Chaf HaShamayim, Chesed Alafim. V'yesh, but some say, Shalpi Kabbalah, that according to Kabbalah, Af hasuma ya'avir tzitziot al enav, even a blind person should pass the tzitziot over his eyes. Kshomer u'item oto, when he says the words and you should see them. Again, you must remember the Mekubalim have a very different understanding of the world than we do. Like we mentioned about right hand and left hand with tefillin. The rabbis say, why do you wear tefillin on your left hand? Your strong hand is the right one and your weak hand is the left hand. But for a person whose left hand is strong, then technically in halachic literature, the left hand is his right hand. Correct? And then everything becomes opposite. The Mekubalim, some of them say that you should still wear tefillin on both hands. Why would he say such a thing? If his right hand is now his left hand, then his left hand is his right hand. Why would you think otherwise? The Mekubalim have a different understanding of right and left. It's not necessarily so subjective. It's very objective. There's right, which corresponds to right and left, which chesed and gvura, and all kinds of things like that. In which case, in their head, it doesn't make a difference what's your strong hand. It's what is considered chesed and what is considered gvura, and so these things make a difference. It seems like the Mekubalim here, when they talk about passing the tzitziot in front of your eyes, we do it because as halachis, we're thinking, I'm seeing my tzitziot. But for them, it's all about something that has to do with eyes and tzitziot, and nothing to do with vision. And therefore, according to them, a person who can't see would also pass their tzitziot over their eyes.
So this is like the location in the head, Kabbalistically.
We'd have to look up exactly what it says in Shaar Kavanot. I'm getting a set of them this week. Someone's giving me a gift. They had a Shaar Kavanot they didn't know what to do with. So, B'nai Hashem, I'll be able to look into it and let you know. And it seems that in a number of the Ben Ish Chai, a few people bring down this opinion that he still should do it. לדעת רבינו האריזל, according to the rabbi the Arizal, אף בשעת אמירת ברוך שאמר, even during ברוך שאמר, יש לאחוז בידו שתי הציציות שמלפניו, he should also hold the two ציציות in his hands.
I want to ask, when the right thing is a broader question
Sure.
about Al-Pi halacha or holding from Al-Pi Kabbalah for poskim like Ben Ish Chai. Is it does the Kabbalah change halacha across the board, or is it just peek in and modify certain halachot in the eyes of people like the Ben Ish Chai? In other words, is it a consistent? Okay, you change this, you have to change everything, or it influences everything, or is it just specific halachot that are affected in their interpretation? I mean, it's hard to, but there has to be a pattern in how this is done, because it seems like it peeks in sometimes, and the other times it doesn't. At least from what way we've been learning.
I recall once giving a class about it, maybe not the Kollel, maybe it was on a Friday night or Shabbat morning, I don't remember when I spoke about it. There are essentially the three categories of what to do with Kabbalah. There's the category of those who do everything like Kabbalah, those categories of who do nothing like Kabbalah, and the categories of those who do things sometimes like Kabbalah. Most Jews today are in the middle category. They're in the category of sometimes they do things Kabbalistically, sometimes not. The old traditions, Ashkenazi and Yemenites, don't have Kabbalistic influences in their halacha for the very simple reason that the Kabbalah wasn't as nafotz, it wasn't as disseminated then. This led to many traditions like in North Africa and earlier Ashkenazi communities to say, whatever our rabbis who are Kabbalists do, they're welcome to do it. They understand what they're doing, fine. But they shouldn't involve people who are not Kabbalists in Kabbalistic practice. It doesn't make sense. The reason they're doing these things is because they have a different understanding of the world. But the person who doesn't have this understanding of the world shouldn't be doing it. This was the stance up until Moroccan Jewry came to Israel. Rabbi Shalom Masas, Shalom, writes in many places, Divrei Kabbalah, he quotes, this is an old teaching, the words of Kabbalah, Lo ne'emru, were only said, Ele le'matzneim bilvad, only to the people who are matzni'ehen, those who were sanua, those who were modest about their Kabbalistic, the Kabbalists, those who inside were mikubalim, they did Kabbalistic things, but the rest of the community didn't do these things, which is why it's very funny to me. People seem to have painted the Baba Sali, alav shalom, as like the Moroccan Jewish leader. He's not. The Baba Sali was not a chief rabbi in Morocco. He was not a. The Baba Sali was from a family of tzaddikim in Morocco. Morocco had Kabbalists. They lived together, they studied together, they ate together, they prayed together. We have the Abu Khatar family is one of the greatest Moroccan lineages. But it doesn't make them. There was a normal, non-Kabbalistic system of rabbis who operated, who were the chief rabbis in Morocco, they were the Dayanim in Morocco, and it was unique that they managed to keep both kinds around, regardless of, so they didn't agree on everything, but they worked in tandem with each other, or sometimes just separate from each other. In Ashkenaz, with the outcome of the Hasidic movement, and started bringing a lot of Kabbalah to the Ashkenazi world, to the point where even the Mishnah Berurah, who was not Hasidic, the rule, at least when I was in Baltimore, among the Ashkenazi rabbis there, anything Kabbalistic that the Mishnah Berurah quotes, the Chavetz Chaim quotes, they do. But if he doesn't quote it, it means it wasn't for us to do. Sfaradim have a similar attitude towards the Ben Ish Chai. The things that Ben Ish Chai says that one should do, and the Ben Ish Chai is heavier in Kabbalah than the Mishnah Berurah is, then we do, and the things he doesn't mention for us are not for us to do. Some rabbis have tried to fight this phenomenon, but it seems like it's a losing battle. They've become so intertwined. The question is how much of it changes. If you are mikubal, obviously your attitude towards the whole view of halacha is different. In practice, we only change a few things because not change. Sometimes you're a little stricter, in the morning. But it can reach a place where people don't even know. For example, until we studied in Kollel, you could even get dressed and you could pray before you wash your hands in the morning. Just certain things you can't say, but certain things you can say. People thought you couldn't even move out of your bed until you wash your hands in the morning. You can't walk 4 steps until you wash your hands in the morning. That's a Kabbalistic approach. The Rambam and Shulchan Aruch don't agree with that. But how many people know that? It has become so ingrained. It's the iron fist of Kabbalah that has taken over everything. That I'm not sure anymore what's pure, what's untainted, what's everyone in their thing, everyone in their story. But when I asked the Appel, so what's the rule? Do you follow Kabbalah? Do you follow halacha? Obviously, you don't follow halacha, but there are times we deviate from Kabbalah. He wouldn't give me a rule. He said everything's a case by case basis. We weigh the merits and demerits of every situation. For example, I broke Kabbalah this week. Before the fast, I woke up early and I had breakfast. Now, Zohar says you're not allowed to.
Why?
Once you go to sleep, that's really when spiritually the fast begins. And the Kubalim would never wake up and even sip a cup of water. Once you sleep, this is the beginning of the next day. Mr. Rabbi Yosef tries to say that you should go to sleep saying, I'm going to sleep on condition that I can still wake up and eat again. So I asked the Rabbi, you don't need any conditions. He said, you follow halacha. He does this every fast day. He wakes up before and he eats. He says in the Mekubalim, you want to be a Kabbalist, you can be a Kabbalist, but don't make me be a
4
Kabbalist.
hours before, 5 hours before, 3 hours before.
An hour and a half, I don't know.
Before the gets
before the
sun.
time for the fast, and
Stay.
before it's not really close to the fast, that's already too close, but enough. In a short fast like this, it works.
Well, you can get around that by saying you're waking up, say, at 3:30 in the morning
You're going to sleep again.
from a nap.
But that's what Rabbi Yonatan said.
And then you eat, and then you go back to sleep.
For that's your real sleep. You're like
Yeah.
Rabbi Yonatan.
Yeah.
Can I hire you as my lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
So,
This is Jews splitting hairs. Is it okay if we close it out? I'm getting a little bit.
so I'm a Kabbalist.
Thank you. So you're a Kabbalist.
Okay,
You're
sure.
trying to make a compromise between the Poskim and the Mekubalim.
It's called splitting hairs.
But this is an important question. I think a lot of what you're seeing here is sometimes Poskim say this and Mekubalim say that. Generally, they're not contradictory. They're just adding things, or it's rarely that they're taking away something, or you're not allowed to do something. But
Most of the synagogue, they do that. Eat, and then sleep, and then...
it goes to prove my point that I don't believe the general Jewish population has accepted Kabbalistic practice to be mandatory. And so long as it stays that way. See, I always have a little bout with Hasidim. Whenever Hasidim, we're Kabbalists, or we're a Kabbalistic Ashkenazi movement. It's always the story that I get told. I would say, really? I want to hear. Which books of Kabbalah do you study? And I'll mention a few. Tanya, Likutei Moharan, Rabbi Nachman Breslev, Kedusha Levi, Rabbi Yitzchak Berdichev, Rabbi Noam Elimelech, Rabbi Melech Lezhensk. These are books of Chassidut that are derived from books of Kabbalah. Do you study Zohar? No, Zohar. No, study Zohar. You study the writings of the Arizal? No, we don't study the writings of the Arizal. And then there goes a whole list of... So, you study the writings of Rabbi Abulafia? No, we don't study. You study the writings of... there are a number of books. Do you study them? No. So then it's not a Kabbalistic movement. Yeah, we are. I think I'll prove it. And I'll bring out my top 10 list of things that Kabbalists say you have to do. The undisputed Kabbalist among all of us is the Arizal. So I can tell you many things that the Arizal says you have to do. Did you do them? No. So how could it be a Kabbalist? How could you tell me that you're a Kabbalist and the Arizal, who's the king of the Kabbalists, tell you have to do something but you don't do it? How could it be? So then it's okay. Say that we selectively follow Kabbalah. Great, the Sfaradim do the same thing. I say, I'm willing to agree. I'm willing to be on that same page with you that all Jewish denominations selectively follow Kabbalah. But nobody should pretend that they all, unless you're a Kabbalist, nobody should pretend that one of us is more Kabbalistic than the other one. That's not accurate. The Sfaradim picked and choose things like Kabbalah. Ashkenazim did the same thing. Chassidim did the same thing. And we just pick and choose different things.
But Kabbalah is not monolithic, so that different people who profess to be Kabbalistic could disagree with one another, right?
Correct. There's certain, though, Kabbalistic figures that the general Kabbalistic community doesn't disagree with.
Well, everyone accepts the Zohar as being one of the authoritative Kabbalistic texts, just like...
Is that you just put your foot in your mouth? You must have not been here the week before Lag BaOmer, where I gave a class on all the Jewish texts that don't accept the Zohar as accurate.
No, I wasn't here.
You were here. I know you were here. I remember.
Got
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So there is a lot of dispute about the Zohar specifically. Some Mekubalim go so far as to say that the Zohar is the forgery that threw all of Kabbalah off course. Meaning Kabbalah was real until the Zohar came about, and it ruined Kabbalah. They have very different feelings about Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and the Zohar than some of us do. But you're right. So you're right. There's Lurianic Kabbalah. There's Cordovera Kabbalah. There's a number of different. There's the earlier what some would like to call prophetic Kabbalah, or the Kabbalah, the Kubbalim that are more in line. Sounds funny with the Rambam.
Rabbi Abulafi wrote
Very
a
good. Rabbi
commentary on
Abulafi. Right. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said about this, and you're right. Kabbalah is not like that, but Hasidim profess to be Lurianic Kabbalists. The whole movement is based on the Arizal's Kabbalah. But if the Arizal says there are certain things you must do, then how could you not? That's the question. That's all. So, meaning we all pick and choose. That's all. That's the bottom line.
Somebody has written a new book,
What?
what you were talking about.
Someone should write a book about it?
Yeah.
Eli, I have a volunteer. Think about it. Does all the people that you know that are Kabbalistically inclined add drops of water to their wine?
No.
It's not Rizal's writings.
No.
Really? That's Kabbalistic?
Of course. How many times do you dip
I
your...
know,
How many
I know
times do you...
somebody who does it because it's too sweet.
Not just like
How many
a bunch
times
of
do you dip your
drops.
bread
Yeah.
in salt?
Yeah.
He does it.
That's
Salt.
Kabbalistic.
Well, how many people sprinkle
put-
their bread with salt? Anybody see sprinkle their bread with salt? It's
Yeah,
not doing
I
the Kohen
sprinkle
Kabbalah.
it with salt.
Kabbalah
I
demands you to
do it
dip
on
it in.
Rosh
How many
Hashanah.
times do you dip it in? I see people that go...
3 times.
Or they do like once and they'll pass it on. 3 times. Kabbalah says 3 times.
3 times.
Okay.
Not sprinkling, dipping.
Yes, 3 times.
Yeah. What about... I used to do this when I was in Yerushalayim. Sandy got too difficult. Too many questions. How many people dip their bread into zatar after they dip their bread into salt?
Into what?
Zatar. What's zatar in English? Is thyme or sage?
It's actually sumac.
No, not
Seed.
sumac.
It's sumac.
Poison sumac?
No, it's not poison. It's
No,
it's red sumac. It grows wild in
no,
Israel.
it's like green zatar.
There's also sesame. There's salt,
Sesame salt.
and there's also I think
Thyme or sage.
yeah, it might be one of those, but it's
One
a
of-
combination of 3 or 4.
Okay,
I know
so-
we have some at home.
Ezov, which is the main sage, which is the main ingredient, there is also what was always in the mizbech. And the Rizal says because your table is like an altar, you have to have it on the table too.
Really?
Some people do that.
It certainly tastes good.
How many people use 12 challahs for hamotzi?
12?
Rabbi
Rizal says you must make hamotzi on 12
Rabbi
challahs.
Tversky used to do that.
I used to do that too in Israel till I came here. Then people
12
started to do
challahs?
Rabbi,
You mean
That's how many were in the
Full
list.
loaf of
12?
bread.
big
Really?
challahs or
Okay.
like rolls?
Well, whatever you
Not
got,
one.
but 12
was
Well,
came
the small rolls would
in
work out
the
better.
car,
Yeah,
man, was
although
doing
they're
all
hard to
those things.
stack.
Again, before
What
the
would be that?
To stack them?
Well,
There's a
Rabbi
special way
Tversky
you
used
have to stack them.
6,
It has to be
2
3,
rows.
Oh.
3 and 3.
That's right. Maybe that's what
3
it
and
was.
3. That's the Ben Ish Chai. He stacked them. So if you don't have 12, so you have to use 4. Or people use 2, right? What I'm trying to show is that
Yeah.
there's a lot of detail that goes into the life of a Mekubal that not everybody thinks about. You ever see people look into their glass of wine? I always wonder what they're looking inside of their cup. The Mekubalim say when you make Kiddush, you have to look inside and see 5 times Hashem's name in your right eye in a certain order, 5 times Hashem's name in your left eye in a certain order, looking in your forehead, it's a certain gematria, they look inside your wine. There's a lot of things that Mekubalim do just on Friday night. Forget what they do the rest of the week.
You have to do all those things.
A lot of things a person has to do.
No guest.
No guess.
Well, they'd run if they saw you doing it.
וכשסיים אמירת ברוך שאמר, when a person finishes ברוך שאמר, ינשכן וינחן בידו, you'll kiss the tzitzit and put them down. Chazal, our rabbis darshu, they taught out מהפסוק from the verse, זה לי ואנבהו. This is my God, and I will beautify him.
So when you say Melech Milha Mitfish Achot, that's when you...
Yeah. Hitna'el lefanav b'mitzvot, you should become beautiful in front of Hashem with your mitzvot. Make beautiful mitzvot. Aseh lefanav tzitzit na'eh, make for yourself beautiful tzitzit. ולכן ראוי לאדם שיעשה טלית מהודרת ונאה. A person should make for themselves a beautiful talit. And you should know this is a big argument because the Gemara doesn't say talit. What word does the Gemara use? Tzitzit. Tzitzit is the mitzvah, not the talit. This leads to big arguments in halacha. How beautiful did your talit have to be versus how beautiful your tzitzit have to be? What's beautiful about tzitzit?
Not much.
What can you make beautiful about your tzitzit? Rainbow colors?
Size maybe, big.
Size, big, small.
Cotton.
A tchelet is a mitzvah. Beautiful means, if you ever notice that our rabbis try very hard to make even spaces in the tzitziot, to tie the knots, they should all be uniform. And it shouldn't look like, I was laughing, it shouldn't look like a spider web. You know, like it should be beautiful. Now what about the talit? And this gets into big discussions, and that is, the talit is not really a mitzvah. Talit is clothing that you decided to put a mitzvah on them.
So it's not a religious article in and of itself.
In and of itself. I had this dilemma. I, for many years, followed the opinions of the rabbis who said you shouldn't put a silver crown in your talit. Some people have this like silver.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's not there to beautify you. The talit is there to beautify you. Yeah, why do you wear it? You wear it so the other guy shows jealous of your talit. That's why you wear it. Come on, we all know why you wear it.
The talit looks beautiful.
But the talit is not a mitzvah. You put silver in your tzitziot, I'd think about it. Silver on the clothing. And it goes on your head, and it's a... Many rabbis say, it's not a good idea. Forget the rabbis who talk about metal shouldn't be on tzitzit anyways, and those
family
things.
custom.
Fine. I'm not taking away that. I'm not saying it's bad. Just saying that the rabbis say you shouldn't do it. But then there are people say, no, that's what beautifies the mitzvah. That's what makes it beautiful. You're making a silver crown. You don't do that with your t-shirts. You do that with your talit. There's room either way. There's no right or wrong way. When I got all my talitot, they don't have those things, but I got a talit once I was in Israel. I got a talit. I had a friend who's he's a chief rabbi somewhere, and he bought me a gift for my new talit, which was this thing, and I asked Rabbi Peh, I said, put it on. He gave you a gift. It's not nice to not. There's not enough of a reason to turn down a gift from somebody. So that's what I did. So my Yom Kippur talit, if you ever noticed, has a silver crown on it. But I didn't go out and buy one. That's the story of the silver crown. And to each their own. There's nothing wrong with having one. There's nothing right with having one. It's just, you have to have a beautiful talit. The idea is, he's going out on a limb and he's translating tzitzit as talit, and that's not accurate. But he mentions it in his notes that it's not accurate. But there are a number of rabbis who do write it the same way, that the talit should look beautiful. It's not his invention. And on top of page 426.
Oh, this is it.
Finis.
Not the top, but the middle, the top line in the middle, the short line.
Oh, wow.
V'tiyeh hatalit mechubeset unkiya. Your talit should be laundered and clean. Here clash two worlds.
Dry cleaners and the rocks in the street.
There's a famous story about the Rabbi Nachman of Breslov that he once gave somebody his talit as a gift. It was worn out and yellow and ripped, and he gave it to him as a talit. He gave him as a gift. Rabbi Nachman said, wear it well, because the tears that I cried in this talit to understand the holiness of a talit, it says you should treat this with a lot of reverence. Contrast the speech from Rabbi Vadi Yosef. It says, I once walked into a synagogue. Rabbi Vadi is speaking. And he says, I saw Avrach, a Kollel guy, with his yellow talit. It had a little of kiddush left still in the collar. He said, and I ripped it off of him. And I told him, stop being so disgusting. This is an ugly talit you're wearing. Just take it and go buy yourself a new one. Okay, we know the difference in sensitive speaking between Rabbi Vadi Yosef and other sages. I'm not here to tell you that this is what I would do if I walk in the shul and says with a yellow talit. But Rabbi Vadi Yosef very much believed that talit is clothing. Just like you wouldn't wear a dirty shirt to shul, why are you wearing a dirty talit to shul? Just like you wouldn't wear a ripped pair of pants to shul, why are you wearing a ripped talit to shul? Now, okay, talitot are expensive, I understand. So, I'm not here to be on anybody's case, nobody should feel bad. We're in San Diego, it's hard to find talitot here. Yeah, whatever story you want to come.
It's not hard to find ripped
But-
clothes, though.
But it's something... it's
They
something
spend
to
a lot of money on it.
It's, some,
Those pants.
Yeah.
it's something to think about, though. To think about, my talit is clothing, and I want my talit to be clean. My biggest dilemma, sometimes you're given a talit to get cleaned, and it comes back destroyed.
Yeah.
So you're sometimes hesitant about sending your talit
Yeah.
into the cleaners.
There's a lady downstairs here that does a pretty good
She does?
job.
Okay.
Does it?
Yeah,
And-
who is that?
The
on the
foundry
other
writer?
side?
Yeah.
Before?
Right in the shopping
Yeah.
center here,
It's raining.
I've said my time.
Tried that.
There's also something else I don't know if you know about wool talitot, but wool talitot, by their nature, when they're washed, they turn a little yellow. And some people struggle with that color yellow. They want it to be white, not yellow.
Yeah.
So what can I say? I recommend that every few years. You do the math. It's not every year. It's every few years. Whenever you feel that you have enough funds and your talitot's old enough to buy a new talit. There's a sentimental value. The talit I got married in, the talit I got. Sure. No, nobody's. Half the talitot in the shul, not the white ones. The other ones are talitot that I wore for my bar mitzvah, one that I wore at my chuppah, one that I wore. They're around the shul.
We have history.
I get pride watching people use them. That's the. Every few years, I buy myself a new talit.
It's like baby blankets. That
Yeah.
But there's what to be said about looking good in your talit. It's what we wear. It's something that we wear. It's nice. It's nice to have a nice talit, nice tzitzit. It's a good thing. Don't be afraid. I always wonder the people they make a $50,000 bar mitzvah, but they want to buy the $30 photocopied tefillin and the plastic talit. You know, that's what they want to buy. They want.
The ones who spend
Like
the
you
most on
couldn't
the bar
spend.
mitzvahs.
If you spent a few $100 on a bar mitzvah because you really can't make a big bar mitzvah, I understand. But you just dropped $20,000 to the DJ with his glow sticks, and you couldn't get your kid a pair of tefillin that he's gonna wear for the rest of his life. You couldn't put $1,000 on tefillin. You had to get the ones that they're still in the tourist bag from Israel. You know, gift from the Holy Land. That's the tefillin you have to buy your child. Then he's not even gonna wear. You have to ask yourself these questions. People's priorities are
Completely.
in the wrong place. You know, people they buy a new house. Dan told me this story. Dan told me someone bought a new house, like $1 million house, and they came and they asked how much the mezuzot are. And mezuzot are I can't tell you how to think prices. $50, $60, $70, whatever a mezuzah costs. So I said, wow, those are too expensive. Can we just photocopy one of them? You bought $1 million house, and the $400 you have to drop a mezuzot. That's where you're gonna get stingy. But there are people, you can't help people. It's a lack of priorities. With mitzvot, you should make it for yourself a point. When you do mitzvot, don't be the one who's the holy one who settles for the lowest things. Money is not always the qualifying factor. Not always the more expensive, not always the better. But to want to look for that nicer etol, to want to look for the nicer tefillin, to want to get a siddur that the pages are not ripping out of it. There's something nice. There's something to be said about giving a lot of kavod to the artifacts that we use. You don't have to have a silver menorah. You don't have to. You don't. I don't understand why you still have to light the ones that Chabad gives out for free in the malls. They give those out to people who don't have menorahs at home. Why do you have to use the one that looks like an aluminum pan folded in half?
You
Why?
can bend it.
It worked well taking it to Morocco, though.
Okay, very good. So fine, you're traveling to Morocco. I understand. I get it. I'm not asking you now to go to Hatzorfim in Israel and pick out a $30,000 Chanukiah made out of pure silver. I'm not asking that. But you could at least go to Home Depot, you know, the Chizu, they put a brick and they put some nuts on the brick. And at least something that you're not going to throw away after Chanukah. With mitzvot, just be good to HaKadosh Baruch Hu mitzvot. Hitna'eh lefanav mitzvot zelah. Zeli vanvel is my God and I will glorify him. How? Through my mitzvot. I want my mitzvot to be precious to Hashem. And even though there are Hasidic stories like we mentioned about the guy who gave his life savings for an etrog and his wife bit it and broke it, as Zev always reminds us of the story every year. This is true, it's fine. That story is not a good story to study from. But there's what to be said that in the Hasidic world, for example, they're so intent on finding the best mitzvah and the beautiful things. And you go to Hasidic Rebbe's Tish and he'll have a huge Chanukiah, the bigger than one in the Beit HaMikdash. And he's going to have a silver lighter that lights it. Because they care about mitzvot. That's something very special to see. It might be a little too much, but it's a special thing to see. I'm going to hold this here because the last halacha I want to do with you when I come back, when I come from Israel, I don't want to end off and then not know what we're doing next.